Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes.
Okay. Ooh. Just a minute. Hold. Okay. Good evening once again to every one of you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Bradton.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. It's good to have you all here. You are 7 here. We're supposed to be more than far more than this. Where are you guys? Okay. Are you all ready?
Yeah.
Why some people like joining meeting late? I don't know. So we are 8 here. Eight. Let me see where are people?
I'm going to send them a message now.
In 3 minutes, I'll start. Okay, let's try and reach out to these folks.
Okay, sir.
Let's just try and reach out to them. Because if I start, I will not go back to anyone else.
I'll do a group call now. Mm.
30 minutes. We'll start. Okay, uh, I will start now. So just so you know, this session is going to be recorded, right? So that those that to permission and I'm aware why they won't be here, they'll be able to have access to it later. And also, we're also live on YouTube, but not to the public, it's on private. So that is to say no other person can see the live. All right. So this is just to have the session recorded so that in case of if we lost it from one way, we'll have it on the other end. So it's only when I give you the link to this session, that's when you can be able to see it on YouTube. All right. Okay. So how are you all doing today? How was your day? How was
Good. It was good.
All right. So today's session is going to be, very interactive. So usually when we have a session, we used to unmute our videos, right? Because we don't just want to do teaching. This is life. We want to talk about real life experience. So it just makes sense that we, kind of talk about it instead of just teaching you ABCD. Because whatever I'm going to teach you are things you can find online or somewhere. So, but if we can discuss about it, if we can talk about it, it will really make more impact as against just teaching you arithmetics. All right.
Mm.
So if you can unmute your video, that would really be great. And your either your video is mute or can manage mic. If you're in a place where you cannot mute your video, but you cannot mute your mic, that will be okay. But preferably video it, but anyone can work. Okay, so recording starts. Two. Okay. All right. Thank you everyone for joining us today. You're all welcome today. No, this session is not a technical finance session, but it's a learning space. We want to learn how money behaves, influence our peace, our decision, and our relationship. Budgeting. Thank you everyone for joining us today. You're all sorry. I think YouTube is just giving this stuff back to me. Okay. So budgeting is one of the is one of the simplest tools that help us gain control. All right. So when we talk about budgeting, we are talking about tools that help us gain control. So when you have money and the money is just everywhere, when you're done with expenditure at the end of the month, you'll be asking yourself, where has this money gone to? So nothing shared here will be judged. So you're not going to be judged for sharing your experience because we're going to be asking to learn from you. So this is a safe environment. We reflect and we grow together. That is why we have the community called Tribe Cycle. We want a community where everyone grows together. We understand that there are people of high intellect, people with high skills, but beyond the skills, we want as you grow, let your brother also grow. We don't want the growth to be one-sided because like a saying There is a saying that says that one person cannot, have a convoy. If you want a convoy, you also need people to drive alongside with you. So we want a community where someone will be in need of $20,000. You can call someone to support because the person is ready to support and has a resource to support. So that is why we are doing all of the things we do. So we want to thrive both in our finance, in our relationship, and in all areas, right? So to start with budgeting doesn't start with a number. Like I know I sent the budgeting sheets to many of us, which many of us have filled out, and we're going to talk about that later. But budgeting doesn't start with a number. It starts with an awareness, a mindset, a shift in your mindset. So before money changes, mindset need to be changed. Until that is done, you will only be run around the circle. I've seen friends that they are so rich, but at the end of the month they will keep borrowing money. It's not because what they have is not enough for them. But those of us that don't even earn as much as them, we're the one that borrow them money, support them. All right. So there is a scripture I like quoting, and the scripture says, "For which of you intending to build a tower does not first sit down to count the cost?" So planning before acting is wisdom. Planning before the money comes is wisdom. So I'm going to be asking us a question. In one word, how do you feel about budgeting? I need you to mute your mic and talk. How do you feel about budgeting?
Personally, I love to budget.
Okay.
Although sometimes I still exceed my budget, but at least I like to plan ahead.
Okay. So another person, how do you feel about budgeting? It makes me see that you don't have money. Yeah, okay. It's not really that it makes you feel that you don't have money. At the end of this session, they're going to see why it doesn't make you feel that you don't have money. All right? It actually makes you feel you have money, but you understand that later. So setting the pace or the purpose for the budgeting. So budgeting is not about restriction. It is about direction. Do I need to say that again? Budgeting is not about restriction. It's about direction. It's not about trying to, curtail, trying to put yourself in a box, but it's about telling yourself how you want to go, which way you are going. That is what budgeting is about. So when money has no plan, it creates stress, arguments, and anxiety. When money has no plan, it creates stress because I will tell you my personal experience. I remember back then when I was in the Middle East. In Nigeria, my wife, my bank app want to be my wife's accounts. And all the cash, when I send cash to Nigeria, I was okay. I don't even write down budget. I just, okay, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do. So by the time I know I've spent all the money have all gone, and I'll be asking my wife, how did you spend the money? And that question used to annoy my wife. He said, it's not you that said I should send this money to this person. It's not you that said I should send the money to this person. So why are you not asking me how do you spend the money? So the problem was me, not her. All right. So when money has no plan, it creates stress. It causes unnecessary argument in the home. You know that your husband earns a certain amount. At the end of the day, you're not seeing where the money is going. Before you know it, it begins to cause argument and anxiety in the home. So when money has a plan, it creates clarity, confidence, and peace because you know what you want to do. You know if you exceed this one, I am not doing it this month. So you don't need to overstress yourself. Someone asks you for money and it's not in your budget, and the case or the issue is not a matter of life and death. You say, okay, can we do it next month? I will have budget for it next month. It creates confidence and peace. So budgeting helps you to align money with what matters most. Our values, our responsibilities, and our relationship. What matters most. So every budget you see answers one question. And the question is, who is in control? You or your spending? That is what all budget you see, any budgeting app, budgeting system, Excel, whatever you see, it just tends to answer one question: who is in control? So whenever you don't have control of your money, spending takes control. I remember last time we talked about buying things unplanned, impulse buying. And I know that those that attended that session will kind of have more understanding of this particular area I'm talking about. So when your money is not planned, that is to say you don't have control. Anything goes. But when you sit down to plan it, whatever comes in, you'll be able to have control. Spending will not have control. You won't go to Walmart and you just see something glaring or something fancy. You say, "Oh, I want to buy this." So when that happens, it's spending that is in control. But when you have control of your money, you say, "Hey, no, I don't have budget for this. I don't have plan for this. Okay, let's see. I can put it in my plan for next month." So there's a scripture that comes to mind when I talk about this, Proverbs 21, verse 5. And it said, "The plan of the diligent leads surely to abundance." The plan of the diligent leads surely to abundance. So intentional planning produces better outcome. So I have a question for you. So I told you before when we started that it's going to be something we're going to be, having conversation about. Have you ever reached the end of the month and you wonder where your money went to?
Yes, of course.
So when you ask yourself that, what usually comes to mind? Which response do you get?
Most times it's just not planning very well.
Okay. Is there another person want to answer? When you get to the end of the month, and you're not seeing the money. You know that you worked 100 hours in one job, the other job you work 80 hours. And by the time you add the money together, in your head, they look so big, but when you look at your bank account, you're not seeing the money. Has it ever happened to you?
Yeah, it's happened to me quite a bit. Yeah.
All right, thanks. Thank you for that. So there are some myths I really want to explain or trying to make you understand. That is, budgeting is not only for people who are broke. Because when we talk about budgeting, I remember talking to a friend about budgeting and I said, that is for people that are broke. That is poverty mindset. And I laughed. I said, that's not true. Budgeting is not for people that are broke. It is for everyone. Budgeting doesn't mean that you should not enjoy your money. So when we talk about budgeting, some people think that, okay, we want to kind of stiff neck them. We don't want them to enjoy. No, that's not true. In budgeting, we put a particular contribution, a particular space for enjoyment, where you go to spa and all of that. You kind of customize it to your need, right? So I don't earn enough to budget. Someone will say, okay, I don't earn enough to budget. I don't have money, so I'm earning minimum wage, so why should I budget? That's not true. The more complex your life gets, the more important budgeting becomes. So please don't forget that. Budgeting is not for the poor. Budgeting
Absolutely.
for everyone. All right, someone was saying something.
So you are right. Absolutely. It's not just for the poor people because, take for instance, even country nations do their budgeting. They are not poor. That gives them that reason of doing what is important to the citizens. So budgeting is for everybody, not just for poor people.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing that.
And I also think budgeting is like giving accountability for the way you spend. So it's being accountable to yourself.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. We'll come down to accountability because that's I will really flog that a lot. So from my experience, most people don't struggle because they earn too little. They struggle because decisions are made emotionally, not intentionally. So budgeting exposes small problems early before they turn into big emergencies. So, Sister Tolu, what you were saying that it makes you feel broke. No, it just kind of expose the problem very early before it turns to a major issue. Because if that problem is not exposed early, when it gets to emergency, then you need the ambulance. But if it's exposed early, you can walk to the ER by yourself and being attended to, and they will attend to you, right? So financial decision should not be made from a place of emotion, should be made from a place of intentionality. Where are you going to? What is coming in? Can you be able to ask yourself realistic questions and answer those questions? Let someone not call you and tell you, okay, this person swallow shovel, and the other person swallow spoon, and all because of that, the money will be going. I've seen stuff happen where even family people, because they know that you are abroad or because they know that you have some resource, they always be cooking up story just to be able to extort. And as a result of that, emotional decision will be made. It's my brother. If I don't help him this, if I don't help him, not knowing that these people are not actually into it, they don't have any problem. It's just trying to milk you. So lack of budgeting doesn't remove expenses. It actually removes visibility. So when we talk about budgeting, we're not saying that, okay, expenses will be removed. Okay, or you remove these expenses, remove this. No, you actually make them visible to see what you're spending on. Kind of mirror, show you, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you see yourself. So that is what budgeting does. So I have a question for us. What expense, usually surprise you the most each month? When you look at, what and what you think, you sit down at the end of the month to think of all and what you spent money on. So what surprises you the most when you think of the things you spent on? Can you guys unmute your mic and speak? Obe, can you answer? Another following question is, which spending category is hardest to control? Which spending category is hardest to control for you?
Utilities.
So utility is a fixed expenditure.
No, not for I'm talking electric bills. It's not fixed, it's to increase it every month.
Okay, so when we talk about expenditure, we have variable and we have fixed. So that fixed means it's not that it has a certain amount, but it means that anyway, this has to be done. You cannot live without it. I get you what I'm saying? So the variables are the ones that, you can say, okay, these ones I'm not doing you this month. I'm doing this month. You understand what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Mhm.
So, I mean, when I talk about it, this particular question is geared towards, getting your response as per when you go to Walmart to buy stuff,
Feeding.
feeding. So, what exactly in feeding?
Maybe randomly, I would say maybe weekend. I'm taking my daughter out and she always want me to get this and get that. And if I don't get that, she won't be happy.
Oh, okay. We'll come back to that. Okay, so this particular session is for couples. We also got. I also talk about. I also talk about stuff for the singles. So money problem in relationship are often not about money. I'm going to take that again. Money problem in relationships are often not about money. They are about communication, expectation, and priorities. Money problem are all about, communication, expectations, and clarity and priorities. So a budget is not to control. It is cooperation and partnership. So when couples plan together, money stop being a weapon but becomes a tool. When couples sit down, I know that we men will have this problem where we want things to be done this way, want things to be done that way, but that is not what it's supposed to be. We're supposed to sit down and plan. Okay, how much should go into this? What should go into this? At the end of the day, we agree. At that point, money becomes a tool. When you research online or things that breaks you marriages so fast, one of them is money. One of them is money. Where one person feels that they're being controlled, one person feels that their opinion or their voice is not heard, their husband or their wife just they make decision as regard to money. That is not what's supposed to be. I've always asked this question. When Bible talks about that two shall become one, did they say that in everything we shall become one, but when it comes to money, we shall become two? So one is one, irrespective of what, whether money, emotion, in everything, we are to become one. So couples, please take note of this. Sit down with your wife, sit down with your husband, and plan what your expenditures should be or will be. Budget and say, okay, this percentage goes to this percentage goes to that. I also know there is another area that causes issue. My mother, my people, their people. No, it shouldn't be an issue. Have it in your budget, and especially for the parents, let it be fixed. Okay, $100 will go to parent A, $100 will go to parent B. Have it fixed. That is not variable, it is fixed in your budgeting sheet, so that the other person will not feel that you are not caring, you are not supportive, or you are not involved in his family. When it comes to the family, you don't care. Because when it is defined, it is defined. That is to say that on this particular date, this payment or this amount must go to this parent, this amount must go to this parent. And at that point, everyone feel included. I don't know if I'm making sense. For the married folks, am I making sense?
For sure. Yes.
All right. So healthy financial planning requires shared vision, not shared income. Shared vision, not shared income. When the vision aligns, money becomes a tool. But when the vision is you have your own, like I always say, we are not in a marriage to represent constituency. Like, this is my own constituency. This is your own constituency. So in the House of Assembly, they give you budgets to go and do constituency projects. This one, no, it is a shared vision, not a shared income. So you can also read that in, Amos chapter 3, verse 3, where it says, can two work together unless they agree? So alignment reduces conflict. So for the married folks, I have a question. Do you currently plan money together or separately? I don't need you to answer me this one so that I don't cause trouble here. All right. I don't need you to answer this one, but you know the answer.
Yeah.
All right. You know the answer of this one. So if you are not doing it, please, after this session, sit your husband down, sit your wife down. You guys should plan your money together. Now, the next question is, have you agreed on savings and lifestyle spending? Have you guys agreed and say, okay, this amount we go for investment, this amount we go for this amount we go for that? So at the end of this session, for those that have not received our budgeting sheets, I'm going to send that to us. Just, drop a chat in the chat session and let us know you have not gotten that. I will send you the link, then you're able to download it so that, it will kind of guide you to know what you're supposed to spend money on, how many percentage, how much you go for what. All right. So for the unmarried folks, budgeting early is a gift to your future self. So income may change, as you grow, as you get certified over, your education and all of that, initially you are earning minimum wage, and as time goes by, you start earning big. The question is this: your investment, your saving should grow, or just your habit of spending recklessly? Because most times what we do is, as human, once we start getting higher pay, we'll start looking for how to spend more, but our savings remain the same, or our investment remain the same, which is not supposed to be. So if you don't learn how to control the little you have, the bigger income will become a bigger problem. So learn to control what you have now. The little you have, you might think you don't have anything. You have. Learn to invest the little you can, as small as possible. As small it can be. For those that earn in dollar, it can be as small as $50, $100 bi-weekly as you get your pay. Let something leave. It kind of teaches you responsibility. So that is to say that you will only feed on what is left. Because before you wake up, the bank have taken the money. If you automated it, the bank has taken the money and you'll be left with the balance. So you plan your life with the balance. So budgeting is a skill, not a stage of life. So the question is, if your income double today, would your savings or your investment double? Abdul.
Yes.
Okay. Abdul. So do you save intentionally or only what is left?
I save intentionally.
I will have a follow-up question with that. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So what habit do you want to build now? What habits do you want to build now?
Follow question. Follow-up question.
No, that's not a follow-up question. That's a separate question. Follow-up question will come later.
Okay.
What habits do you want to build now? Can be with habit of investing regularly, habit of ensuring that, yes, you're saving, but it's not automated. So you can say, okay, this month I'm not saving. I'll do it next month. And after that, the other month. And after that, the other month. So to avoid that, you automate it so that you don't even have control before you wake up, the bank have taken the money. So emotional and impulse spending. I'll touch that a little bit. So money is emotional. Many budgets fail because emotion were never addressed. So when we give you this budgeting sheet, one of the things that will cause your budgeting sheet not to work for you is because emotion were never addressed. So spending is often triggered by stress, pressure, boredom, comparison. Most times we want to dress fine, we want to buy fine clothes because we believe that someone is looking at you. Whereas no one have that time. Everyone is so busy running from shift to shift. So if emotion is not managed, money will manage your emotion. Money will, uh, uh, your emotion will make decision for you as regards to your money. So what emotion usually triggers your spending? I know that during our last session on impulse buying, some people said when they were when they are happy. Some people said when they, feel down, they will just want to go and buy something, kind of therapeutic for them. So to you, what emotion triggers your own spending? What can you do differently when that emotion shows up? I hope you get that question. Why do I feel that I'm the only one here?
You are not okay. Just
Because I'm asking questions, no one is answering. All right. This is supposed to be, an interactive section, not just, stuff that someone will not sit and be teaching you.
yeah, we heard you.
So the question is, what can you do differently when those emotions that causes you to spend shows up from today?
Remember that there's food at home.
Okay. So that is for those that like eating out. Remember there is food out. It's very important.
You think of the future.
Sorry?
You think of the future and not eat your seed today.
Thank you. That's very correct. So think of the future. Don't eat your seed today.
You can also deny yourself of certain things and use it to invest for tomorrow.
That's correct.
Just like what Sister Maureen just said, you don't have to eat all your seed today because you have to keep saving for the raining days.
Okay, that's nice. Thank you so much. So
Another
yeah,
another
go ahead, sir.
thing there is that because of where we're coming from, most times on monthly basis or weekly basis, people will keep sending you bills to pay. And you end up spending maybe, let's say, $2,000, $3,000 on monthly basis. With you buying a stock or buying investment for $2,000, you'll be afraid that your money will lose. But at the end of the day, you are also giving out, wasting your money on some people. But when it comes to investment, so sometimes it's good to take up that decision that you don't just be listening to some stories or maybe feeling emotion most times. That will go a long way to help.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. So a good budget is not, oh, let's put it this way. A good budget is firm but flexible. A good budget is firm but flexible. So what it means is that we have planned, okay, this is what I want to do this month, this is what I want to do that month. For instance, if in the session of enjoyment, or let's say, is it enjoyment or let's say home, or any the areas that are variable, you have them put, like, let's say you want to spend $100 each for each of those sessions. Yes, it's firm. This is what you should do, but it's also flexible to say that, okay, this month I'm not doing $100 here. I'm doing $50 here. So you can change those figures to $50 just to ensure that it suits the situation around you. All right. So life happens. We have emergency, family needs, health issues. So all of those things need to be budgeted for. But in a situation where certain things just showed up, let's say somebody swallowed shovel and the person is at the point of death, then certain things can be suspended because life is important. All right. So a budget should guide you, not shame you. So planning is wisdom, not fear. You're not planning because you are afraid of anything. No, it is wisdom. It is important that you see, okay, at this point, in the first quarter, this is how far I want to go. And my budgets have to align with this and I have to achieve this. So you do everything possible to ensure that you run with that. So it's not because you are afraid that you're going to be sacked, or it's not because you're afraid you're going to die. No, it is because it is wisdom. So have you ever, for those that have been planning, Sister Finn, have you ever had a plan disrupted by unexpected expenses?
Yes, very well.
So how did you respond to it?
Okay, I had one recently. I wanted to join the particular course I wanted to take. So I know it's actually very important, but I had to tell the person that, well, it's not in my budget for now. Please, can you give me till next week, something like that. I had to tell the person that right now it's not in my budget. So sometimes I postpone those things. Yeah. So basically, that's what I do.
All right, thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
So people grow faster when they are accountable. So one of the reasons why your budgets or budgeting keep failing is because there is no accountability system in place. So budgeting works best when it is reviewed, discussed, and adjusted. Which is why in this community, we try to create a system where we are accountable to ourselves. Where we say, I know that earlier this year, there was a post, I think that to the ESCO team or to everyone, I can't remember, but I know one of them. Everyone send your budget. How much do you want to invest for the year 2026? What is your investment budget for the year? So we have people to send that in. That way, we'll collate all of them. At the end of first quarter, we're able to sit down and we'll have a session. I'll ask, okay, how far have you gone? What is happening? Why is your target not shooting up? Instead, it's going down. For the whole of first quarter, you never contributed to your investments. All right. So kind of a system created to ensure accountability for every of our members. Because the bills in Canada is crazy. So if you don't have that accountability system, you might just be running with the bills that from January to December, you will just sit back one day and realize that I've earned more than $50,000 this year as per take home. How much do I have in investment or in savings? You don't even have $1. Because the expenditures are everywhere. They're so crazy. They're out there. So you can't say you don't want to pay your light bill, right? You don't want to, you won't say you won't pay your rent. You must eat. So all of those things, if you add all of those things together, that alone can make you not to be able to invest, not to be able to save, not to be able to budget properly. And apart from that, just like Henry said, the black tax, people calling you from home, send money, this person this person that, they don't even know if you're working or not. Or they don't even know how much you're being paid. Or they just know that our brother, our sister is in abroad and we need money. So you to also prove to them that you're a big sister and you're a big brother. You, even when you don't have, you have to borrow just to prove to them. So, but with this accountability system, you have to answer question with me why you're budgeting for the first quarter. Like for, let's say, budgeting for 2026, then when we divide into quarterly, the amount that is supposed to be invested in that quarter is nothing to write home about. Then you're going to, I will ask you a question. What is happening? Is there something you want us to talk about? So that the essence is not to kind of try to reprimand you or to question you, but the essence is to help you. If there are areas where your emotion is so low and people are taking undue advantage of you, you can be able to sit down and say, hey, sit down, let's talk. This is how to go about it. This is how to go about it. And with that, you see in the next quarter, your investment will shoot up because all of those things that were kind of taking fund from you were taken care of in the first quarter. So in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 2 it says, it is required in steward that one be found faithful. So it is very important, accountability. So the question for you, who keeps you accountable financially? So this one, I want people to unmute their mic and talk. Who keeps you accountable financially?
Yourself.
One. But you know, I like this part, myself, my future self, my I don't want to say what is in my mind right now, but let me get the answers coming. You're my husband, which is very important. Your wife, your husband is a tool, or tools that are placed around you to keep you accountable, so they can keep you accountable. So yes, you can. Let me address this. You can keep yourself accountable. Yes, that's correct. But many times you will fail yourself. Do you get that? Many times you will fail yourself, which is why you need someone to be able to track you. Because many times, why I said that is because many times the pressure of life, the expense, the expenditures, calls from here and there might just be overwhelming. And all of these things are happening together. And as a result of that, money is just going left, going center, going there, going there. And they are very important things that you must do. It's not that you have option to say, okay, you don't want to do them. Your mother is in the hospital. Your sister is sick. The other person is writing an exam. This one, and all of these things are just choked all together. How will I respond to this? You even get to a point whereby you don't even care about yourself anymore. All you just care is about people that are, asking for those funds. Which is why accountability is important. I will always tell my wife, if I'm sending this money, this person must not die. Make sure you're alive, because if you die, you have to give me my money. It's funny, right? But that is it. So accountability, you need someone to, why you are responsible. What your role is to be responsible with money. You have to be responsible with money, but you have to put system in place that track you and keep you accountable in your finance. So another question for you, how often do you review your spending?
I don't even do that.
Hallelujah.
It depends on the income.
That is where the problem lies. It's not about the income. We're able
And
to establish that.
for now, I don't have a stable. It's not as if I have stable income.
Okay.
So that's why I cannot really.
So now, why I would say it's not about the income is
Okay.
because it's true that you don't have a steady income right now, which is true. And if your sister gives you, or husband send, your in-law send, and money keep coming, and you are unable to kind of review the things you spend the money for, you might think it's just for the time being. When you start earning, that becomes a habit. So that is why it's important. With the little you should be able to review what you spend money on. It might not just be because of the spending. It might be because, for instance, if you buy things at Sobeys, I'm sorry, I'm using it for example. If you buy something at Sobeys, if you review expenditures regularly, one of the things you're going to realize is that Sobeys is too expensive for me to buy stuff. Why not I go to wholesale club or go to Costco? So if you also review your stuff from the stuff you buy in Costco, you must also realize that there are stuff that are expensive in Costco that are not expensive in wholesale club. Do you get that? Which is why it's important that you review your expenditures. You should have places that you buy stuff. You shouldn't have a one-stop shop for everything. No. There are stuff that are cheaper in Walmart. There are stuff that are cheaper in Costco. There are stuff that are cheaper in wholesale club and other shops. So which is why it's important you review the things you spend money on. And my wife is here, and we say it, she'll be angry with me. Two of us can fight later. You went to you went to Walmart, Costco, and you bought nuts. Since a week now, the nut is still inside somewhere. They have not even opened it. So the question now comes, do you think you actually needed that nut? Which is why it's important that you review your expenditure. Because for you not to have opened the nut for like a week or two, it means that you actually don't need that nut at time. Did you get it? So
What if you had future plans for it? Like
future plans. Okay.
for instance, probably you're expecting a visitor and you plan to, like, you're planning for the future.
Yes. And the visitor told you that I want to eat nuts. Okay, let's break it down this way. Many of our expenditure in Canada is we do that through our credit card. Am I correct? And credit card has 21-day cycle. So why should I go taking, I'll call it loan. Why should I go taking loan now when I don't need it? So what it means is that you go to Costco, for instance, and you bought A, B, C, and D on the 1st of January. And on the 21st of January, that is the cycle of that credit card. That is to say, the money that you have used, you have to pay it. And the person in question that want to visit you will come on the 22nd. So why don't you leave that and buy whatever you want to buy on the 22nd? So that cycle, the first cycle, you won't be under pressure to start paying stuff or paying for that which you have used or which you have loaned. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it is important that you buy stuff when you need them. Not because this is not like in Nigeria where all of our expenditure are done with our cash. But here is with credit card, which has a cycle. So the reason why most people are under pressure, regularly under pressure when it comes to credit card is because we don't understand the cycle. So once that cycle reach, you must pay. So why not I give myself 21 plus 21, that is 42. So why not I give myself 42, which will give me enough window to prepare for it than kind of pressuring myself buying it now when I don't need it now. So one of the things you're going to learn in Canada is learn to buy what you need now. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, there's a comment here. See, women, we buy groceries with a different mindset than men.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so there's another one here. What small win can you celebrate this month as regard to your finance? What small win can you celebrate this month? Like, you usually spend so much. Michelle, can you go ahead? Go ahead.
I wanted to ask, what if the thing is on sale?
That is
God.
where the problem lies. Because if you had attended that session we had on impulse buying, you will learn a lot. Maybe I will send you the link. It's on private, but it's on YouTube. I will send you the link on YouTube so that you can go and watch it on impulse buying.
Please, I also need a link to that too,
Okay.
because I'm
All right, man.
guilty of that.
Okay.
So,
You just send it to the whole group because all of us
Yes,
already know.
exactly.
okay, I'll send it to the group. That's fine. So one of the things you're going to learn is sales is actually it's a trick. It's actually a trick. Because we have seen videos online where they said there are sales and you check, they say down by 20%. And by the time you take the leaflet up, you see the main amount is actually even the same thing or greater. So people fall into debt during Black Friday season. So I don't want to talk much about that now. I will send the link to the group. You will go and watch it on YouTube because that session actually opened a lot of people's eyes. And I thank God that a lot of people have been able to save some money as a result of that session alone. So please look out for that. But just know that sales, all of those stuff are trick to actually take your money. All right?
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so we have been talking about the budgeting this, budgeting that. What is the ratio? What are we supposed to put? How much are we supposed to put? How much are we supposed to, when we talk about our budget, how much are we supposed to put for needs, wants, savings, debt clearance, and all of that. So there's a 50-30-20 rule. 50-30-20 rule. And the rule says 50% for your needs, 50% for your wants. I'm sorry, 30% for your want and 20% for your savings. 20% for your savings and investments. So that is to say that if you earn 100,000 in a year, at the end of the year, the minimum you should see in your accounts or in your investment should be 20,000. You shouldn't go run to the end of the year and you can even be able to see 20,000 when all this so much money pass through your account. So income minus expenses is equal to 0. So pay yourself first. Someone says something?
Yeah.
Yeah, what did you say? I can't hear you. I think you're kind of far from the mic. Okay, I think okay, let's go ahead. I think she is attending to something. So pay yourself first. For the married folks, I know that you earn 50,000 in a year. You earn 3,000, 5,000 in a month. Your husband earned the same thing. But if all your expenditures are captured in your budgeting sheets, that is to say you don't really have need for money. But you should still pay yourself. All right? So you can say, okay, $100, $50 should be your monthly payment. So that is to say that money is just maybe if anything comes up personally you want to take care of. It's not that maybe the stuff you want to spend on are not covered in your budgeting sheet. So in your budgeting sheets, for those that have received that, there is a section for the amount that comes to you. I think I will share that maybe at the end of this session. Amounts that comes to you, how much you get, how much your husband gets. Maybe you get child support, you get tenant, income, whatever. You add all of them together. Then you come to the investment section. In your TFSA, how much is going there? In your RRSP, how much is going there? If you have First Home Savings Account, how much is going there? And all of those things, you add them together. So I always encourage, I speak to men all the time. As you invest in your account, please invest in your wife's account. It's not an issue of ego. I'm the man. There is no man here. All of us are human. As you invest in your account, please invest in your wife's account. Because if they find you today and you are not there, it is what's in her account that she can use pending when she will be able to have access to your own account. So imagine if all the investment are in your account and there is nothing for her in her own account or in her own investment account. and they find you tomorrow and you're not there. That is to say, until they're able to have access to your account, the family will suffer. Hope you got that. So insurance falls under home. So in the home section, there is how home insurance, property tax, the mortgage, if you have one, mortgage. But if you know you don't have mortgage, you can just remove those ones and add only home insurance. For some,
No. So my question was insurance, because you said 50, 30, 20 principle. Where does insurance fall in that? And it's not like the home insurance, like your life insurance.
so that falls under needs. So, for instance, the want are things that are variable, things that you can do without, things you can, play around. That is why it's small. But your needs are things that are kind of fixed, that this thing has to be done. You need your life insurance. It has to be done. All right?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, pay yourself, save, invest before your expenditure. So with all of those, the Excel sheets, you'll be able to put all of those figures and ensure that this amount is going this way. This one is going this way. And with that, you'll be in a good state financially. You won't be under stress, you won't be under pressure. So budgeting is not about perfection. It's about honesty, progress, and intention. Success is not how much you earn, but how intentionally you manage what you have. So I'll ask you this question. If December arrives now and your finances feel better, what would you have done differently?
Can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, if December, like this is January, right? If December arrives and your finances feels better, so that there's a growth, there's progress in your finance, what would you have done differently?
I would have added more investment to my savings. That's savings, right? Investments enters under 20% savings, right? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. I don't think Brother Ken is here.
Okay. Actually, I would have also loved to travel if I have.
What happened? What happened to my sister? Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
All right, so I don't know what happened to my sister. Okay, so someone was saying something before I went off.
Okay. I said I would have loved to add more to my savings and probably done some vacations, added vacation. Vacation will fall under once, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So maybe added vacation to.
So that's nice. So for vacation, you don't pull out bulk money from your pay and just go for vacation. So in your section, sorry, in your budget, you have a section for vacation. So you keep saving the money until the amount that you'll be able to use that will be enough for you to vacate. Like go for vacation. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah. So the mistake we do most time is that we want to go for vacation and we're waiting, okay, let me save 3 months of my pay and I will go for vacation. With that, it kind of adds stress on you because we won't be able to take care of other things. So, but if this is January, if you want to go for vacation, let's say by December, and you start saving, let's say 200, 300 bucks or as much as you can, at the end of, by December or by end of November, you will have more than enough to take care of your expenses without you being stressed touching other money that you don't need to touch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So I'm going to be taking question when my assistant comes up so that I will share the budgeting sheet and we'll talk about it. So, Sister Maureen, it's very easy to say I will prioritize my needs over wants. It's very easy, and it's something that is also doable. All right, so I like combining both. It's doable, it's easy, but it's not an easy one. All right, because imagine if you go to Walmart and you see that fine top. Oh my God, this fine top will look good on me. And you say, okay, I will not buy it this time. So the next week again, and you have to pick up something in Walmart. And somehow, your mind will just tell you, go and check that top. And you go there again, and the top is calling you. Sister Maureen, I'm fine. Please come and wear me. Before you know it, you just say, I beg God, then I die. I'll go and buy it. So by the time you get home,
It's discipline.
Yeah, it's discipline. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said it's doable. All right. We also need to take care of the other end so that we don't just fall on the angle of doability, and on the other end, things will be suffering. All right. So we'll think that, okay, it's doable because of that. You don't have emotion. We have emotions. So I remember I said money comes with emotion. Money is emotional. All right. So that is why a whole lot of our decision when it comes to money runs on the ground of emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there's a place of discipline where you tell yourself, this, I'm not going to do you. No, this one, I'm not buying. Yes, you're fine, but unfortunately, I'm not buying you right now. Okay?
Yeah.
So a friend of mine spoke to me and, okay, I will say this, maybe you guys can give advice. Every time you see this friend of mine, he's always looking so good. He dresses well, which I don't have an issue with. But the area I now have an issue with is that he spoke with me and said, hey, bro, I learned you are doing this financial stuff. Please. I don't have savings. Like, I don't have money, investment anywhere. Please guide me. So I'm not looking at him. This guy is always, when you talk about me, I don't even have clothes to start with. So at least if I go to my wardrobe, I don't need to look too much. I know the one to wear because there are not many. All right.
That's why you're not a woman.
Yeah, then I know. Let me know. Is my wife here? The wardrobe here. The wardrobe here. And even with that, she will still be shouting, I don't have clothes. Everywhere is full. Bosses, the hangers. Please don't tell her I said this. So,
but with change in weight, our clothes outgrow us. We outgrow our clothes.
I didn't say anything. No. I didn't say anything. I only said that me, at least I have the few ones I have that immediately I go inside there and see.
Amaran, please, thank you.
Right. She was, I'm sorry, my love. I didn't mean to say that. It was the slip of the tongue. Okay, so immediately I go to the wardrobe, I know what to wear because there are not many. But when you have them many, then there's a problem. Decision, sometimes women will bring all the clothes spread in their bed, be choosing, should I wear this one? Should I wear this one? Which is fine. I don't have an issue with that. It's good to look good. All right. But now to this person that kind of a lot of, bulk of his, budget is going into clothes, and still this guy don't have investment anywhere. What would you advise him?
My advice to him will be he has identified first and foremost the fact that he even says that he has a need to invest is a good thing, because some people don't even realize the fact that they don't have savings or anything is a problem, right? So the fact that he realizes that, oh, he needs help, half of his problem is solved. He has expended most of his money in whatever. Now he can start. So he can start off by, I have enough clothes. What do I have to do? Actually look back and see how much he spends on clothes. And if he feels for whatever reason that he must buy clothes, at least tell himself, if I divide my clothing by half, will I die? Because sometimes when you tell someone, oh, you need to stop this altogether, it feels as though it is so much of a sacrifice. But when you tell them, okay, why don't you reduce this by a bit, and they are now seeing the progress they are making, then you can let them know, okay, you've started this and then you can do more. I think it's in a good place that he realizes that he needs help. But it's just to start all this mini automated savings here, $50 here. If he does not realize, okay, can we increase it to 100? Can we do it to 70? Like, because you cannot tell someone that does not have a savings habit to all of a sudden stop and start saving, 100, or it will not work. The person, it's something that's going to be deemed to fail from the very beginning, right?
Yeah.
So tell him, okay, you've said you will die if you don't buy clothes. Okay, let's do this. You will still buy clothes, so, but let's divide this clothes money into half. That half that you're saving per paycheck, put it into investment, whatever it is, and see what he's doing. Over time by himself, you realize that, oh, okay, I thought I couldn't do this, but I'm making progress. And then you can now review maybe per quarter is more likely to be beneficial, or like half a year or within a year. And when they say they make progress, then you don't have to preach to the choir anymore, because he's seeing that at least he's getting some mileage. We can't hear you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I think that speaks volume. So another person have advice for this fellow.
I think the first thing is to assess why does he need the clothes, right? Why does he
You need
need
to
to?
look good. That's why he need the clothes.
Who is he seeking to impress? Is he married? Is he a single person?
He's
Why does he
married.
feel that the ones he has is not enough, right? If he's married, maybe there are other things, family demands that are taking his money. I don't know, but he has to like prioritize and reassess his needs and his wants, and then follow a plan and have someone to be accountable for his savings and his investment. Even if it's like $10, it doesn't have to be so much. Just like Esther said, it might just be little drops that make an ocean. It doesn't have to be so much. Just baby steps, and then he sees how far he can go along with it. And also getting his partner, if he's married, his partner can be his accountability partner.
So what if the partner is the reason for the lifestyle?
Wahala.
Broken.
Yes,
Broken.
lost on both ends.
Yes, go ahead.
Do you know it's possible for people to be dashing him clothes? Because you also have to see it in that light.
See, not everyone wears clothes that people dashes them, or even second-hand clothes. Just like going to a thrift store, right, to buy clothes. Not some people. I had to sit someone down, and I told the person, in Nigeria, you are a big shot, which is what they call Odogu. But here, you are an Odiegu. Okay? So what it means is that you need help. You are not that person that have so much to spend. You understand? Like in Nigeria, you could, you have the money, the resources there, and you're the big boy. But right now, you're in a different environment. So you just have to adjust your lifestyle. So one of the things I told him, can we do a hard stop? Can we just pause? Because at some point in my life, this is what I did, right? I say, for this month to this month, we pause anything close. Pause, like hard stop, pause it. And all of those resources, the things that used to take money, kind of put hard stop on them and push those money towards something else. So if it's possible, for instance, if you're that field that used to like taking coffee, is it possible that you can press break in your coffee lifestyle and take that money, that $2, that $5, and just push it to investment? I get what I'm saying. These things are
Yeah.
not stuff that's too big. The lifestyle, the things that take stuff from us, that take money from us, is it possible we can just pause? You know, when we say hold break, we're not saying you should stop the car. Just hold break a little bit. You will continue. But at the end of, let's say, if we say for 2 months, at the end of the 2 months, you'll be the one to judge yourself if you truly need to continue. You understand what I'm saying? So that is a good advice for the fellow. And I would definitely pass the advice to the fellow. Okay, so I want to share, I think my laptop is on up now. I want to share this budgeting sheet so that we'll just review that together, then we're done. Hope we are getting something.
Very well. Sure, sir.
All right. So let me ask this question. Maybe you guys can be answering that while I work on this. What is that thing that you can place a stop or like hold break on as it concerns your money this month of January?
Me, I can go first. I will not buy any groceries for the next 1 month or two. I will eat what I have at home because my freezer is full.
That's nice. So you won't, okay. You know, I used to tell people that since I came to Canada, I've already eaten out once since I came to Canada, only one time. Is it because I don't like? Yes, I don't like food they cook there in the restaurant.
Recording in progress.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so I think I'll just leave this other camera to be there. So if this one goes off, please, we'll still have stuff to run it. So the budgeting sheet, let me share that now. So initially I did this budgeting sheet for myself, but later I said, okay, why not I share this with you guys. You guys are my family, right? But you guys are not my family.
Of course we are.
We are your family. For sure.
Okay. So where you share? Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see what I titled this: no impulse buying. So now, for those that brought balance from 2025, you put the balance here. You put it here. And because that balance needs to be cleared. So the balance doesn't necessarily mean that you're owing someone. It just means that, for instance, balance can be your credit card balance. The money you use in December and all of that is there, and you need to clear it. So it has to be balance brought forward. Accountant, Madam Chioma, hope I'm using the right terms, and Sister So.
It's like you're the more accountant than me in this.
Please only refer to Madam Chioma. I'm not an accountant.
No, you're a bank person. At least you have experience. By experience, but you are a banker. You're a banker or an accountant.
Broken, is it balance that they call it or brought forward? What's the difference?
So balance means, hey, the balance in your previous spreadsheet, you are bringing it to the other year. All right? You are bringing
it's brought forward or carried down. It's the same thing.
Yes.
You are very right, sir. Let's go.
Yeah. So the balance in 2025, we are bringing it to this year because you cannot cancel balance. For instance, if you're owing your credit card, you cannot cancel it. All right? So you need to pay it. That's why you need to bring it forward so they can be able to pay it. So now, what is your investment target for the year 2026? Let the 60,000 here not make you fear. Even myself, I'm seeing the 60,000. My heart is jerking. So you put your investment target for the year 2026. For if you're married, you and your husband, the investment target is together. So it's not that you're separate. No, we bring it together. And you put it here. So now you come to income section. How much does Ken earn? I put it down. So when you put, for instance, if your pay at the end of the bi-weekly is 1,700, so 2 weeks you're expected to have 3,400, right? So you put that. Once you put the figure here, it will populate here, and so it will populate here, and you'll be able to see, okay, the actual you earn, you did overtime and all of that. You put that, the exact figure you got at the end of the bi-weekly. You put the exact figure, and you see how much exactly is there. You see this section that have this red? This is your main tracking point. This is what tells you whether you're doing well financially or you're not doing well financially, because anything you put on this Excel, you will see either a positive balance here or a negative balance. So you put all of the income and you'll be able to see what you have. So once you put, for instance, if an actual I got 2,000, you see that I have in the red section, I have 2,000. So for instance, my wife got 2,000. You see, we have 4,000. Child support, let's say 2,000 again. Rental income, I have 2,000. So Ken's family, at the end of the month, we have $8,000. So balance brought forward, how much are we paying to offset this credit card? For instance, let's assume we'll pay 200. You see that the balance and the rest section have dropped. So we want to invest here. This is our investment target. So we come here, if you trade, you put, let's assume you put 100 here. You come to stock and ETF, you put, let's say, under 100. Or under 100. So you see that what you'll have, the balance in the rest section is dropping as you're putting these figures, right? So your emergency fund, yes, by investments, they used to tell us that, okay, before you invest, put, certain percentage of, let's say, 3 to 4 months of your pay or salary somewhere that is accessible before you can start investing. But me, I don't subscribe to that. The reason is because you and I don't even have it in bulk to keep. So why should you advise me to start keeping the pay in bulk. So like even if I say, okay, in the next 3 months, I want to keep my income, I'm not going to be able to keep all of the income because I have bills to pay. So that is to say I might keep, let's say 20 or 30%. So 20 or 30%, to be able to save my 1 month pay, I will need to do that, be consistent for, let's say 3-4 months before I can save my 1 month pay. So are you telling me I should not start investing? You get what I'm saying? So I used to advise, start it small. Keep putting something there. Every paycheck, if it is $100, let something go to your emergency fund. All right? So you come to your home. How much is your mortgage if you're paying bi-weekly electricity bill? So you see this session, Sister Eso, that was why I was telling you that the insurance is under your needs, not your wants. Because everything here is a must do. It's not that you can, cut them, change them. You cannot do anything here. Everything here is a must do. So if you have a project that you're doing for like, especially for homeowners, you need to keep certain amount for project, have it somewhere for project. Or if you have project you are doing in your home country or whatever, but have it somewhere. This amount for project, you can also invest it. You can also invest it, but you have to invest it to something that is not that volatile. Something that, for instance, an ETF. ETF is not that volatile. You can invest in an ETF, and once you need it, you use your credit card to pay for the stuff and withdraw. Maybe within 2-3 days, you'll see the money, so they can be able to offset that. So your phone bill, your food. So this is why I told you guys earlier that budgeting just makes things plain. Put everything in your eyes to know where your money is going to. It's not a tool for the poor. It just makes you know where your money is going to. So you come down to the car session. Sister Eso, look very well here. So you come to the car session. So your car insurance, your gas, how much you budget for gas, your car maintenance, you have to budget, even if it is $100 every month for your car maintenance. It's very important. So you join public bus, you used to buy bus pass and all of that. So budget for that ride. So your life insurance, this life insurance is different from the home insurance and the property tax. So just so you know, they are different. This is for life insurance. So you come to your clothing. Each of your child should, for you and your husband, for those folks that are married, you should have, okay, this amount is going for clothing. The two of you should sit down. This is why one person cannot make decision as regard to this. Two of you should agree, and it will be able to, you guys can run with it easier when you guys agree. For children, how much do you want to be keeping out for clothing for them? So other accessory like shoes, whatever you need as regard to clothing, you have to budget for it. So allowance, daddy and mommy, you should be able to have something, even if it is $50, that okay, this one is in your account. You can play around, whatever you want to do with it. But it's not, we don't still advise you to be, wasteful in your expenditures. So your children, you should have stuff for them. So we have the recreation. So travel and vacation. Oranchima. So you see where this is, the travel and vacation. So every paycheck or every month, as the case may be, you have to put out stuff for your travel and vacation. So club membership, let's say if you attend gym and all of that, you have it. Children's toys, the stuff they need to play in the house, you have it down, how much you should spend. So ticket for events, you want to attend event and all of that, you have it there. Sport gears and all of that, you have it there. Now to our beautiful sisters, personal care. You want to make your hair, your cream, spa and beauty care. you should be able to go to spa and take care of your beautiful self, right? You have worked so hard. You should be able to enjoy yourself. So all of them are catered here. Now you have the medical. Medical, you need to put something there so that anyone, because when you go to buy drugs, most time there are time where the insurance company will take parts, you have to pay these parts. So we should put figures there. So for your support, now you have parents. I talked about this earlier. You have parents, there should be fixed amount of what you should pay them, not as the wind blows. No. Your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, your mother, your father, have it noted how much should go to them. Now, you also have friends that once they put to bed, you need to go and see them. People that, have stuff, needs. You should have budget for that also to support people. It might not be $100. It might just be 20. It might just be 30. It might just be 50, but have a session for it. Now, also donation. Okay. So at the end of the day, you see that the total expenses, this person is wicked. How will you be having 11,000? How much are you making? So total expenses is $11,265. So which is kind of projected. So in this session is where you see the actual, how much you actually spent. Because you might say, okay, my budget for gas this month is $200, but you spent $150, right? So in the next month, the balance in that session should be carried forward. Okay. So that is what our budgeting sheet looks like. So everything in this budgeting sheet is automated. It's actually to help you and, guide you in course of managing your expenditures in your home and in your life. All right. So I don't know if there's any question.
Thank you so much. This is very, very this is an eye-opener because I think I'm an impulse spender. Sometimes I fight it. I hope my husband is not hearing me. We fight over this. If we say this is not necessary, I will say no, I have to do this. So this is a big eye-opener. I'm really glad I'm in this and right on time. Eso and Mrs. K, thank you for that status update that helped me to join this circle. I think I'm loving it here. Thank you so much.
We are happy that you're happy.
You're welcome.
Okay. So is there any question or stuff you need us to address? Anyone? So we don't have question. Okay, I will stop the sharing. So do you mind I ask you guys a question? So if you know that you have received, you have gotten this Excel sheet and you have filled it properly, can you react by raising your hand up? If you know you have filled the Excel sheet properly and it's a working tool for you and your family, now can you raise your hand up?
Are you going to, sorry, sir, are you going to share it in the Tribe community for us?
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Funny enough, your husband has this stuff since.
So the truth is that he has been calling me. I'm dodging this. I'm dodging it because I know I'm an impulse spender. So now I'll go back to him.
Okay.
He has been calling me and I'm running away from this. So this is an eye-opener, like I said. So I'll go back to him and say, I am sorry, sir. Let us come back to this.
That's nice. That's nice. Okay. So it's only Tolu that have been able to fill the budgeting sheets. Okay. Michelle, Bemisola,
I've partially filled.
partially.
I think now you've explained some places where you can look at things again.
Okay. Okay, you have filled your own. Okay, that's good. So, Minister of Enjoyment.
I took excuse, I will feel it this weekend. I was not available to do it on a laptop. So
I was
I'm
waiting for
back.
your response, so.
No, I'm back. I'm not done it. I
Okay.
must do it. If not, I will faint. This year, hey, Lord of Jesus.
So one of the things for the married folks, one of the things you can do is have it in a Google Doc so that you give your partner an access. So that is to say that you can edit it, your partner can edit. So if, for instance, if you go to Walmart to go and buy stuff, when you're done, you can just update the sheet. Your partner, where he is, you can see what you updated, right? Without, bringing pen and paper and start writing this and that. No. So
Okay.
just in Google
That's
Doc, it
true.
makes the world easy. Where is
So I'm working on my own. I should be through by this weekend. So I've been very busy.
okay. Madam Oluwatoyin, sorry. Madam Oluwatoyin, Adewi, Mrs. Adeyemi, are you here? Okay,
Hello, sir. I'm here. I'm with you, sir.
so have you filled the Excel sheet?
No, I'm waiting for my husband. He has been busy. So
Okay. So
I want
please,
us to do it together.
that's nice. So please, this Excel took me time. I invested a lot in ensuring that for those that know how to do Excel automation, you know that it cannot take some time to complete. You do edits, deletes, inserts. It took some time. So that is to say that this working tool is very important to me because a lot went into getting it done. So if you are if you have been given access to it and you are not using it, then there is no need of having it in the first place. I get what I'm saying. So that is why I told us that this working tool is only for the community, not for people that are not in the community. So please sit back. If you have any question, I told us that I'm going to be from first week. We're going to be having. I'll be available for those that want to book appointment with me. So I'll be available. So I'm going to be sending a link in the group. So if you want to book appointment, maybe you and your husband. If you're married, I won't have any session with only you. It must be you and your husband. So if you're engaged, I can do only you, but if your partner can be here, the reason is because it's not because I'm trying to be strict. If we're able to work on you and you get it right, and your partner is not getting it right, then there's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not an individual thing, it is a family affair. Money is family affair, it's not an individual. So if we're able to talk to you and put some, we'll use the word sense into your head, and your husband on the other end is not getting it, then there's a problem. I know a lady told me that when it comes to money, that she and her husband, they are two different individuals. That money, the husband should stay on his own, she on her own. Why? Because of some experience of stuff that happened while they were in Nigeria. So because of that, they don't want to connect, if the husband need help, she can borrow the husband money and expect that the husband pays back the money. So I told us earlier, the Bible says two shall become one. Why should we be one in every other thing, but when it comes to money, we are two individuals? Are you getting it? So that is why I said your partner. But if there are any specific reason why your partner cannot join, or you are the problem and you really need help to come out of that situation, then we can look at your own case, together and see how that works. All right. Okay. I'm going to be stopping the recording now. So I think at this point we are done with our budgeting session. Don't forget, this is January. And that's why I insisted that the first session we're going to have for January is budgeting. So that by the time we start talking about, going to investment full time, you really understand and you have enough resource to allocate for investment. All right. So please plan, reduce impulse buying, pay attention to your expenditures, review them. Look for where you can buy things less expensive as against where you're buying now. Are there information people know that you don't know? Ask questions. Don't be that fellow that if you don't, should I say you don't care, or you think that everything revolves around you. No, not everything doesn't revolve around you. In Canada, in environment, in that nation that you are, there are informations that are flying that you don't know. You need to ask questions. Belong to a community like this. And you'll be able to learn because people will share their experiences. It's not about Ken, it's about us as a community. So thank you so much, everyone, for your time. I really appreciate your time. Attendance today were 18%. That means we're making progress. So don't forget, by 8 o'clock today, we have our prayer session. So please don't forget that. And also for our fasting in the community, we have 3 days fasting every month. So fasting, you mustn't do 6 to 6. You can do 6 to 12, as much as your body can carry you. But most important thing, we are doing this as a family, as a community, and we are praying in the prayer group every day, 5:30 a.m. in the morning for that 3 days. So please pay attention to that in the group, and once that is posted, please be part of it. Thank you so much, everyone, and God bless you. And
So one last thing for next week, which is the last week of the month, is the Watchman prayer.
yes, that's correct. So for the Watchman, I've not announced that before, but I'm going to be announcing it now. It's going to be by 11 p.m. in the night. So it's going to be a 2-hour session. So 11 p.m., I want us to pray to midnight and also pray in the midnight. So please, which day is that? Did we, Sister Bimisa, which is the day for that? Bimisola,
Sir?
are we choosing a date for that?
I don't know if they have a date. The coordinators just said last week of the month. That's what they said. They don't have a specific.
Okay, so we'll look at that and we'll come up with something. But the time is going to be 11 p.m. in the night. All right, I want us to pray. So Watchman session is all about praying for our family. You're going to be standing for your family as a watchman and say, okay, this thing, my family will experience this, my family will experience. So you kind of make decision on what happens in your family. That is what the watchman is all about. So it's not just your children, your parents, your in-laws. You stand in the gap and say, this is how far this can go. All right. So many times we don't do this, which is why a lot of evil happen in our family, because no one is there to stand in the gap. So please make out time. We'll update that in the group. The exact date that will be, but just know that it's by 11 p.m. It's going to be running to to midnight, and we'll pray to you around 1 a.m. All right. Thank you, everyone, and have yourself a good night rest. And I'll see you all by 8 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Berkan.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mrs.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Madam.
Mr. Ken.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Ken.
Yeah, I'm here.
Please, when did you say we can book appointment to see you in person?
I will send the link to the group.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.